Just imagine, in the middle of the night, it's very quiet, nice summery evening, the stars are twinkling, a peaceful night. You're in your home, your greatest asset, your castle. And on the grass, some silent footprints. You really don't hear it because you're inside. You and your family are in bed, the safety and the comfort of your home. Suddenly, there's a break of glass. Suddenly, there's a robbery that has occurred. It's in your home. You've been violated. Well, now we got blue lights. Police are on the scene. Persons are apprehended. They turn out to be youth, young people. So they're taken off in the squad car. They're put in the detention center. 75% of our jails are filled with young adults and youths. High crime and a police record, it leaves you with very few options. And so, what are our youth calling for today? Well, they're asking for education. They're asking for opportunities. They're asking for skills and employment. Well, I'm Pastor Bratton, and I worship and pastor at Bible Way Baptist Church. I also work with the Sustainability Institute, and I think we've found a solution to today's problem. It may not be the silver bullet, but certainly we have some best proven methods that have been successful in changing lives and impacting futures. And we'd like to tell you a little bit about what we have done. I want to share one of our many stories of a successful life that has been turned around. Tim Gunn. We're very proud of him. Tim's story was a little bit different from the one I just described. But Tim had a spotty past. He was misdirected as a youth. He served time and was incarcerated. His future looked hopeless. He didn't have supports. All he knew is what he knew. But he didn't know what he didn't know. In his darkest hour, Tim was looking for the light, and the Sustainability Institute came in as a beacon of light and offered him hope. One of our guys in our alumni spoke to him. He said, when you get out, if you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, you come and find me. Because I think we've got something that's going to help you. Well, Tim took him up on it. And the rest is history. Tim came in our program not knowing anything, just like all the many youths that we serve. Tim came in ambitious. He wanted to learn. And he did a very good job. He led, learned, put on all of the exhibits that we needed. He demonstrated the skill sets. Eventually, he grew in the position where we saw leadership in him. Well, to make a long story short, Tim is now the AmeriCorps Member of the Year, and I'm sure you'll hear some of that later on. And we're very proud of his accomplishments. Out of thousands of youths all across America, he was selected to represent AmeriCorps. Now, why is that important? Because Tim's story is from the jailhouse to the White House. Yeah, he was behind bars. And by getting this honor, he is now flown to Washington, D.C. to meet the administration. He's flown up every 4 to 6 weeks on the National Youth Leadership Council to help write laws for other young people. Tim, someone who was once considered a throwaway, maybe even that picture of a youth in that backyard I just described, is now a leader in the community. He's a beacon of light. He's a mentor. He's making impacts in the community. Now, AmeriCorps is when we serve our nation and we serve our community. Tim is involved with training other young people that might be considered at risk, that might not know the way. He's now a leader in our community. And the reason this is important is because the Institute is serving two folds. It not only is impacting lives and changing futures, but it's fulfilling a need that is desperate in the community. Most of our homes are leaking, and energy is being abused, and the bills are so high that homeowners are suffering. They're not able to buy meat and medicine, so they have to make the difficult choice which one to do. By the team coming in and weatherizing their homes and making it tight and energy efficient. For the first time, homeowners now have disposable income where they can eat differently. They can take care of their families differently. And the reward that we get is when we walk out, not only do we know we've saved them 20 to 30% of the energy use, but their bills have dropped. Sustainability Institute has found a way to take the best proven methods, to take the training, the skill, the opportunities, and the education in over 6 months, drill it down so that a youth who was bouncing a basketball, playing Xbox, is now focused and on track and has a career in front of them. I'd love to tell you more about our success, but I've got some other partners on the team that would like to share with you, tell you how it's done, tell you how lives are touched, and maybe even to share with you opportunities you can get involved.
The Sustainability Institute is a great place that has a lot of great opportunities for youth 17 to 24. Some of the opportunities is learning a skill, hands-on skill at that, getting certifications, health certifications, CPR certifications, the duct and envelope certifications, which deals with duct work and the HVAC system, and really training these guys on building up their resume. It's a 6-month program, 900 hours, and it's for kids 17 to 24. And they'll come in the program new, not knowing any of the information, because that's how I joined. And they'll come in and they'll learn day by day. And we'll go into homes, we'll go into lower incomes homes throughout the whole Charleston County. And we'll do home after home. And these kids, they'll actually come into these houses and actually learn hands-on. They'll take the time, take the initiative to learn the same way I did. And they'll showcase their skills, what they've learned. And at the end of the 6 months, they'll take a test to see, just to test their capability. And if they pass that test, they get a certification, and that's that DET certification. Throughout the 6 months, I've seen all type of people come through. Some kids who've been at risk, some kids coming out of DJJ, coming out of being incarcerated, some graduating college, some just graduating high school, some got their GED. You see all type. But the thing is, when we come together, I teach them as best as I can about leadership, being on time, and just being able to stick with what you want to be and what you want to do, and being able to stay determined. But to be a role model to some of these kids is a plus, and just to see them actually succeed in life or take steps in the right way, the right direction to succeed, is an awesome feeling.
I'm Jay Bell. I am Program Manager of the Energy Conservation Corps here at the Sustainability Institute. We acquire our homeowners and our projects through a very open process. It's an application process that we literally put out everywhere, and it comes from our partnerships with the municipalities, the City of Charleston and the City of North Charleston, through partner community action agencies. So we're able to find folks in need through our relationships that pre-exist. It's a very simple process. A homeowner has to prove that they're income qualified, and that's under HUD guidelines for Charleston County. We have to verify that the homeowner, the occupants, that they actually own the home, are paying the mortgage. We don't provide the service for renters because we want to see the long-term savings for the actual owners of the home. And so part of the application process is that we acquire their utility bills through partnerships with SCE&G and Berkeley Electric. And we're able to look and see what their energy usage has been previously. And that way we can formulate a really cost-effective game plan. We can create a scope of work that will go in and save the homeowners a very quick return on the investment, which of course is no cost to them, as our partners and funding strategies pay for this at no cost. So we're able to really make the best bang for the buck with our expenses on the houses. The scopes of work we provide on the houses that we receive, we start with the bare minimum. And the bare minimum being that, when you think of energy efficiency, you often think of really awesome visual things like solar power and, really high-end strategic approaches. Well, those are well and fine, but they're not the first step in saving. So we start with a basic assessment using performance testing equipment. Our teams go in and they test the envelope of the building or the structure. They test the HVAC systems to make sure that there's not a lot of leakage, heating or cooling your crawl space or attic, depending on where your ductwork is located. And typically it is. They're usually in really bad shape. On average, we seem to find that ducts are leaking about 20 to 30% outside of the house. So imagine you're running your air conditioner or your heater in your house, and you're heating or cooling your crawl space unintentionally. 20% of that energy is going toward that. So we create a very strategic plan based off that performance testing using nationally recognized modeling. And that modeling allows us, like I said, to really make the best bang for the buck. So what it boils down to with the energy strategies is addressing the HVAC system, obviously, and that's done primarily through the ductwork. It's also addressing the leakage of the envelope, which we can measure, calculate, and fix, and show those results, just like the duct system. And it also boils back down to proper insulation levels. Here in the low country of South Carolina, we're in a cooling climate. We wear shorts on Christmas Day and on 4th of July, just the same. Our temperatures don't vary that much. We don't get that much of a heating approach. So proper insulation levels, especially in the attic, show huge returns on the investment on each project.
Well, you've seen a lot of pictures, you heard some fantastic stories, and you've seen some real lives. I hope you get to feel what we know is true. We are helping lives, helping homeowners, building up our community, building up our nation, and restoring our youth. Ultimately, we're helping ourselves. We're putting lives back on track, and that's a good thing. Now, you've seen a few of our youth, about 90 or so of them go through the program. There's so many other stories we could tell you, but we're out of time. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to know that this program is needed in a community near you. Somebody somewhere needs to hear this. Share the good news. Let someone know there's some hope and some good things still happening in the midst of our community. We need our youth. Let's make them productive.